What's going on, guys? It is Nick Homedak back once again with a video. It's been almost a year since I posted something, but recently, I got a new job. I just got out of high school and all that shit, so I've been like really busy and stuff. And honestly, YouTube is definitely not on my priority list anymore. My laptop broke, so I couldn't edit, and a lot of shit happened. A lot of shit changed, and I wasn't able to, put up content. So anyway. What I figured I would do is I'd kind of jump on a bandwagon. I recently just bought this like 3 days ago. It's an Apollo RFZ. It's 125cc. It's a 4-speed full clutch pit bike. I bought it online for just about $900. It's got the big wheel kit. Like I said, it's a 4-speed 125. I figured I'd do a quick review on it and tell you honestly what I think, what I like, what I don't like. I'll just kind of do a general run through on the bike. So I bought the model with the big wheel kit, so it's 17 in the front and it's a 14-inch tire in the back. You get this originally in a box, and you put the front forks on, the front wheel, you put the bushings, the axles, the brakes, you put the Kickstarter, which is right here, and you put the shifter lever on, put the handlebars on, and you put that rear shock bolt at the bottom end. And then the bike is pretty much assembled. It comes with oil. You put gas in it. I would recommend changing the oil immediately. Don't even run it. If you decide to buy one and you're wondering what kind of oil you use, I used 1040 4-stroke Valvoline motorcycle oil. It's got a lot of zinc in it, so it's really good on the internals. Anyway, so it's a really good bike. Yes, it is a Chinese bike, and I know a lot of people are out there, oh, well, they're Chinese, they're a piece of shit. This is the second bike I've owned, and both of them were Chinese. If I could say one thing about the bikes is don't knock it because it's Chinese. If you compare this to a Yamaha, or a Honda or a Kawasaki, it's like comparing a Cadillac to a Chevy Cruze. It's not that the Chevy Cruze is a bad car. It's just that the Cadillac is totally different in retrospect to, this. So it's kind of the same thing. If you want a cheap, dependable bike, this is a really good bike. I bought this at powersportsmax.com. They're trusted. They have really good deals. They're not sponsoring me to say this, by the way. I'm just saying it honestly. So if you want to go, I'll leave a link in the description. But no, honestly, this thing runs good. It's actually really quick. It's got a lot of torque. It's a 4-stroke, so, you can actually idle it. It's a 4-speed, full clutch. As you see, it's got a clutch here. And, it's actually a really cool bike. It's really good for trail riding. It's really good for, jumps. It's good for wheelies. It's a phenomenal wheelie bike. I stand really good wheelies all the time on this thing. So let's get into what I like and what I don't like. Alright, so first thing, we'll start with the cons. There's not a lot of these. Honestly, this bike comes with pretty much everything. It comes with an assembly manual. It comes with a mini tool kit to put it together in case you don't have a lot of tools. It comes with directions. It comes with the owner's manual. It comes with registration. It comes with all that stuff. So, it actually comes with pretty much everything you would want. It comes with also a front fender too. I didn't put it on because I just don't want to. As far as all the other plastics in the seat and everything, they're all assembled. But what I don't like about the bike, well, at first, I didn't like the Kickstarter, but that's because I put it on wrong. No, there's really not a lot of things I don't like about the bike. Just warning you, this bike has a lot of compression, so when you go to kick it, it's actually kind of difficult to kick over. But it starts every time. It's really smooth riding. If you're looking for a really good beginner bike, it's a really good bike. The only thing that kind of irks me a little bit about this bike is the rear shock. I believe it's adjustable, but I'm not really sure. It's super stiff. And when I say super stiff, I mean like I rode it the first time for a full day, probably 4 or 5 hours, and my back was fucking killing me afterwards. So it might have been because I haven't rode in a while, and maybe it's just because it's a new bike. But the shock is really stiff. But it'll handle a lot of weight. The seat is really nice quality. It's a little stiff for a seat, but it's grippy, so when you do a wheel, you're not sliding off the bike. Those are really the two only things I didn't really like about the bike. You know, so there's not a lot to gripe about. What I did like about the bike, obviously the way it runs, it's really reliable. It starts up every time. It's really easy to put together. If you're any which way, mechanically inclined, it's really easy to put together. A lot of people bash these kind of bikes. They're like, oh, they need maintenance, blah, blah, blah. Well, these bikes do require a little bit of maintenance. Primarily, it's making sure the forks and stuff, the handlebars are on, make sure the rear shock bolt is really tight. Just go over it, make sure it's got fresh oil, put really good gas in it. If you run 87 or really low octane, put it in there and then run some octane boost. I think I have it somewhere in there. Right there. So octane booster helps, performance. As far as how it runs, how it starts, how it drives, I like the big tires. It's really good for trail riding. The clutch is really good. The throttle response is really clean. A lot of people complain about like the carburetor and stuff, but honestly, if you keep it clean and you keep all the fluids changed, you keep air in the tires, and you just treat it somewhat well, it'll take care of itself and it'll take care of all your riding needs. I took it through the power lines the other day. This bike is really good at handling. It's got a lot of power, like I said. More stuff I really like about it. Not only is it tall, tired, but it's got a really grippy seat, like I said before. So when you do a wheelie, you're not actually like sliding off the ass, and you're not falling on your ass. I like the way everything looks. It's got hydraulic brakes instead of mechanical brakes, so that always makes things nice. It's got front brakes and everything is all hydraulic, like I said. The forks and stuff are really nice height. The rear shock, like I said, it's a little bit stiff, but it gives the bike a really nice ride height. So like if you actually stand it up, because it's the big wheel kit, it sits, I'd say, really tall. It probably sits, I'd say, close to 3.5 feet, maybe 4 feet. I mean, the seat is a little bit, it's probably next to my waist. If I kind of put it like this, you can kind of see, like, my waist is here, and it's a little bit below it, but it sits really nice. It has a really good weight capacity. It sounds really good. It comes with everything, man. It's a 4-speed, it's full manual, which is exactly what I wanted. It was really good priced. So honestly, for the price, I don't think you can really beat it. I really don't think you can. It's a solid bike. Like I said, just keep really good, maintenance and stuff on it. But other than that, it's a really good bike. Like I said, it's got a lot of power. If you want to do wheelies, this is the perfect bike. You don't need any more than that much throttle. It's insane. I weigh like 140 pounds, and it lifts my ass with no problem. It shifts smooth. It's got a really strong frame. I've done some jumps with it. It's really solid. A lot of people will tell you that frame is a piece of shit, and it's really not. Like I said, if you're going, professional motocross, this probably isn't your bike. But if you want a fun bike to rip around with your friends and, not spend a whole lot of money, and there's a big aftermarket with these too, and they're dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap prices for parts. So you can change the forks, the handlebars, the shock, the chain, everything. For dirt cheap. You can buy new cams, new valves, new heads, whatever you want to do, and it's all there. I have a link to all the parts if you're interested. But it's a really good starter bike. So, out of a 10, what I would rate it, I would rate it probably a 9, to be honest. I mean, for the price, for the power, for what it has, it's a really good bike. It's really dependable. You just got to keep up on it, once in a while, make sure everything's tight, everything's, where it's supposed to be. And it's really not a bad bike. If you guys want any more information, let me know in the comments. And anyway, it feels kind of good to be back. If you guys want to see more videos, let me know. If you want to see some GoPro videos with me and my buddy on these, let me know, and I will put them up. Alright guys, that was my quick review. So, like I said, it's a really good bike, and I'll see you guys in the next video.